You excited for the new Helluva Boss episode?
Yeah, man, I've been waiting a while for this one.
YouTube!
Le French.
He's knocking shit over.
Wait, was there a condom in there?
Wow.
It's Hollywood star Brennan Ragers!
The fuck is a Brendan Ragers? Oh dear.
I gotta say this was a really good episode. I also have to say my favorite, even though it's like a small section, is the slight like backstory of how Blitz found Luna. I actually really liked that. Erica Limbeck, as I mentioned, her voice acting during that talk, Stolas' daughter, was
Octavia.
Yeah, Octavia. She's such a good voice actor. I can't wait to meet her at the convention.
Yeah, Level Up Expo.
Yeah,
that's
Level
gonna
Up
be awesome, and you bet we'll be vlogging that.
I think the episode was fantastic. I got what I wanted. I did say in the last reaction video, I wanted to see more about Luna, see her backstory and her origin, and I wanted more depth with it, and I got that. Not only that, but we got to see more depth from the characters. You know, how Blitzo found Luna. We got to see Octavia and Luna have like this bonding moment, which is really sweet. You know, Luna went out of her own way to do that, and that was just really sweet. I enjoyed it. The episode was really, really good.
I thought the episode was good. It was hilarious, as they always are. That's my favorite part of the episodes always. And also, of course, like Stolas and Octavia episodes do, they had a touching moment. This time you had more of a heartfelt moment between Octavia and Luna instead, which is, yeah, it was a good change up. And it's good to see like they have like a pseudo sister relationship at this point. That's cool to see.
So, I'm actually mixed on this episode.
Really?
Yeah. So here's the deal. So the thing is that on its own, it's okay. It's an okay episode. It's more those like, here's the story of the week sort of episodes, which are okay. And honestly, as second episode, that's perfectly okay. However, with the context of episode 1, it actually kind of fumbles. Basically, if you were to marathon this, and this comes after episode 1 of season 2, I have some issues with it.
If I had to condense it, we got more Luna, that's a like. That's a automatic up there pass, very nice. We even got to see some bonding moment, see a bit of how Luna is. She isn't just like some, you know, brooding character. She does have some depth to her where she does have a soft spot, and she can actually give a shit, and she does give a shit. We also got to see, you know, more of these little promises and hopes that she wanted to, you know, do with her father. You know, see the Asimov tears or something. We got to see that. Probably pronounced that completely wrong.
The hilarity, of course. I liked how we got a Moxie Millie song as a first. Well, technically we did get one in the pilot, but Millie didn't really sing, and plus her voice actress changed since then. So yeah, this is like the first true Millie Moxie song. I really liked it. Blitz and Stolas kind of rekindle their relationship in some sort of way. Also, getting to see Blitz be a character on a sitcom, that was hilarious. And also, we did get a kind of a flashback into how Blitz came to be Luna's adoptive father, which is cool to see. I was actually wondering if they were going to touch on that, so I'm glad that they did.
The humor was, especially obviously my favorite like humor moment was with the fourth wall.
That fucking just there's Brandon Razor.
I think it was a Ragers.
Ragers.
They just replaced the O in Rogers with an A.
Because
Yeah,
our
that was a good
literacy is cool. Now, I will say we could have had some more time with Octavia a little bit.
Yeah.
Because since she is the driving force of this episode, I think a little more time with her would have been good. But other than that, Octavia and Luna are the stars of the show. No pun intended. And definitely Stolas. But that's dealing with a fanboy here. And I definitely did laugh at the jokes. The jokes have always been hits for me.
Yeah. I'm so hard. It's so hard for me to answer what I don't like about the episodes because I rarely ever dislike things about the episodes. I guess the only thing I could say that we disliked was having to hear Stella's voice at all, even though it was over the phone. But still, having to hear her at all is just...
I think I actually have more dislikes of this episode than you do. It's hard to really put this into words, just going off a first reaction, but it's just because of, from what it seemed from the end of episode 1 with the song and him going through the book to look at the crystals, it seemed like Stolas was about to essentially give Blitz a type of power that would basically allow him and IMP to basically go between worlds, and he wouldn't need the book anymore. Essentially a type of breakup. But this episode seems to take that and throw it out the window. Maybe this will be explained like in the other episodes later on, but as of now, first impressions, as of now, going off the first episode and all that we've seen, it does feel like a 180 just happened. Now granted, some of that is like my own personal perspective on things, like how it might go, but it does feel like 1 minute it's like, hey, I can't handle this anymore, so like I may break up with Blitz, to as if nothing really happened. It's like, I'm still in love with Blitz.
They'll probably save it for later. Like the first episode, like they're going to show something, but they're going to say this.
Oh no, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like this needed to be like the conclusion of that. I'm just saying it should still at least follow in the footsteps of what had started. Because it just feels like as if that whole song and everything just didn't happen. Though it could be that he's pulling off an act, but it didn't come off that way. Now granted, one could easily say that, oh well, that even though that is a comfortable lie, he still loves Blitz. And if that is the case, then I completely understand. I do. Like, he still sees Blitz as like attractive and someone he wants to be with, especially since he's his childhood friend. But at points, it does feel like as if nothing happened, as if like the personal feelings he expressed in the last episode, like he didn't have the chance to express them. In fact, honestly, I will say this focused a little too much on the comedy. Like a good chunk of that was on the Brandon Rogers parody.
Yeah.
And I feel like it did take away a little bit. So yeah, just some balancing issues mainly.
I guess the stuff I disliked, there rarely ever is stuff I dislike. I guess the one thing I'm gonna dislike, just because I didn't, not out of the fact that it's bad or anything, but just because I disliked it. The mixtape guy was annoying. I didn't like the mixtape guy, but no, it was funny. But I didn't really dislike anything. Good music too. Millie and Moxie doing a little sing-along. That was beautiful. That touched my soul and was very nice.
Can't really say because it was mostly for the credits, but
There was also like while they were like singing in that group for the crowd. But again, that was like a small thing.
Yeah, well, it was also being played at the end of the credits.
Yeah.
And I will say, I actually quite enjoyed it. I think it's better than the song for Millie, which was played during the credits of the pilot. I would like to hear the song Luna was listening to, because I will say one of the issues with some of the songs, not all of them, but some of them, like what Verostica sang in episode 3 and what Stryker sang in episode 5, it's a bit muffled at points, and it's a little hard to hear the lyrics. If I feel like it would be nice if we got like a little more like clearer like way of listening to it, like with Osmodius' songs and Stolas. But yeah, overall, good song.
Again, Moxie and Millie's song, they always do great songs. They're all like these kind of lovey-dovey, kind of, you know, beautiful songs like that. And that's really sweet. You know, I love that stuff. You know, when it's done right. They did a beautiful little harmony thing. It was a nice little duet, you know? They always make good stuff. And, you know, it always hits close, you know? I love my music. I listen to a lot of emotional song music, because that's just how I am. All genres, but that, the duets they do is just so beautiful. And it really hits, you know? They got such a beautiful relationship. It's honestly wonderful.
Well, like I said before, with this being the first Moxie Millie song, I really enjoyed that. I'm actually glad we got to hear Millie like sing, because she has a voice. I think I said that during the reaction. I don't know if it was in the final cut or not, but yeah, she's got a great voice. I'd love to hear her more in some songs. And of course, you know, Moxie's got a great voice. Pretty sure he's sang what, like 4 songs already in how many episodes? Like 9 at this point? 10 maybe? Yeah, I gotta love Richard Horvitz. I heard that he's a big fan of musicals, and it kind of shows in him playing Moxie. I would have said that I wish that got to see more of Luna and Octavia interacting, because I feel like, you know, their two personalities kind of mesh well with each other. While we did get to see that moment between them, it was a little too short for me, but I mean, it was still impactful, in my opinion. And I like to see more of that in the future, actually.
I mean, if there's one thing, which I guess goes on to a little bit of dislike, but not really, Brandon Rogers' little joke in there, it was funny. It was really, really funny, but it felt very obvious, if that makes sense. Like, it was very, very obvious. But that does not remove the fact that it was funny and was pretty fun to explore that. It was a funny little gag joke, like getting the whole Brandon Rogers thing and being like, woo with it, you know? Mesh together. Oh my god. Technical difficulties, cut that out. It's this guy's fault. He's distracting me with his wonderful hairstyle.
Well, again, I guess something that you said, more time with Octavia, because I did feel like she was kind of like, even though like she was like the whole reason for this story to like start, she was still like off to the side, focusing more on the main characters.
Yeah, because I thought this would be somewhat of a, like, not like full-on centric, but at least like lean more towards Octavia. Like, I mean, like, we got a little bit of that in Lululand. Season 1, Episode 2, Lululand, Octavia was kind of the driving force there. And Season 2, Episode 2, Octavia is the driving force here. Yep. Okay. $10 on Season 3, Episode 2, Octavia is the driving force. Because granted, what we got in Lululand, like that was good. That was a good amount. You know, like that episode is one of the best for a reason. Because we first introduced to Octavia, and while it wasn't much of her, it didn't need to be. Whereas with here, because it's Season 2, I do think we could have used just a little bit more of Octavia. Or hell, maybe even instead of having the Brandon Rogers parody subplot, what we could have had is Luna meets up with Octavia, but then they get into trouble and basically have to work together to like survive LA.
Yeah.
Like boom, like there you go. Now we get a little bit more of Luna as well, but now we basically have a Luna and Octavia team up story, and we can still have the comedy with Stolas and Blitz. And also, because of what I said before of the issues that I have, as well as what was brought up in Episode 1, in my honest opinion, another thing that could have helped was, because since Blitz and Stolas were in the van, we're going to ignore the fact that Blitz and Stolas could have just jumped out of the van, or just like shot through. We could have like had that time for them to talk about it. You know, like Stolas saying, Blitz, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. You know, show that bit of hesitation, to show that we are indeed following up from episode 1, and still have the same antics that we got in the episode. But I think the thing that definitely like brings it down is that like that comedy part with the Brandon Rogers parody. It's an alright episode in my opinion. Just it definitely needed some tweaks. So I don't know if you could tell by the opening if I use the opening or not. Don't know which one I'm filming or which one I'm doing, but I'm currently at Donner's Pass. And since we're doing this mini segment, why not film my answers right here in a hill that's well known for cannibalism. And they got a ski resort that's basically named Donner's Ski Resort. Because when you're well known for a cannibal family, why not? Let's go.
This is my moment to be funny.
This is going to be something that I am pretty inexperienced in, but since we are recording this around the Halloween time, makes sense.
So for this, this was actually kind of tricky, because going through my mind of all the horror films that I've seen, it's very tricky with this, because it doesn't really fit one criteria of horror film. But after some digging through my horror movie files, I think Blitz would be very interesting to see him in a Hellraiser movie. So, why are you stopping?
Never trying to be quiet.
I'm currently with my friends Elliot and Damien, and they're holding the phones and whatnot. Thank you guys very much. But right now, but yeah, for Blitz, Hellraiser movie. And of the ones that I've already seen, either the newest one or Hellraiser 2. I think that would be pretty awesome. Or at the very least, Hellraiser 3, because that one's got a fucking rockin' theme song by Ozzy Osbourne.
I'm just gonna say, Blitzo or Dracula. Ooh, that'd be really funny. I could see that.
Yeah, the bamboo hair.
The bamboo hair.
I would put him in The Shining, just so you can see him, you know, axing down a bathroom door, and then once he gets an opening big enough, he can go look through it and say, "Here's Blitzy!" That'd be hilarious. Not even sure this even counts, but I chose Sweeney Todd just because it's a musical, at least as far as I know, and I feel like there are horror elements in it. From what I know, it's about a barber who gets revenge on people for killing his wife or something like that, and yeah, I could definitely see Moxie doing that if someone were to somehow kill Millie. But if Sweeney Todd doesn't count, then I would put him in Get Out, because that would be funny.
I would put them in the Blair Witch Project. Damn, I feel so evil. Could you imagine that? Oh, Moxie, I'm sorry, man.
Now for Moxie, this one is a bit harder to pin down, but because of the fact that the man is very funny in comedic situations, I think a horror comedy such as Tucker and Dale vs. Evil would also fit. But because the man also likes musicals, judging by what he said throughout the series, when it comes to horror musicals, there's really only one, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So there's my two entries for what horror film Moxie could be in. Oh, hello.
Night of the Living Dead? Is that it? Is that the one with Tar Man?
No, that's Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. Alright, I put her in Return of the Living Dead. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Now, for Millie, it's another one that's tied. Because of her farmer background, one of the more obvious choices would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I think that would definitely fit. See how she does against Leatherface.
On the other hand, if we want to do a more recent horror film that was pretty good, either X or the upcoming XXX. I think those would also be quite fitting films.
For Millie herself, I would put her in Friday the 13th because I think she would be a great Jason. Because, you know, she loves fighting with blades and knives and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, well, I'm pretty sure Jason's main weapon is a machete or something along the lines of that. So, yeah, Friday the 13th. Also, we kind of did see her take out a lot of those Spring Breaker characters from the Spring Broken episode, so that's not that far off. Not that far off from what Jason does in the camps.
Oh, I wish I could choose this movie because I think it would be pretty fun. I Am Legend. That would be so cool because she'd be so badass. That'd be deep as fuck.
For Luna, I chose the Wolfman, or I guess in this case it would be the Wolf Woman, because I think she'd do a great job as a werewolf. You know, she's a hellhound, but it's not that far off.
Oh. So, the footage I filmed at Donner's Pass of basically my entry for Luna, for some reason that clip got corrupted. So, yeah. But basically, I would put her in Return of the Living Dead. Because honestly, like, that song fits her so well. Favorite Helluva Boss character, it's definitely a tricky one because I want to make sure it is just right. And for Stolas, he's definitely a tragic love character, someone who is without it, who desperately wants it. And out of all the horror films that I've seen, quite a few do have that. Part of me would think Candyman, but honestly, someone like Stolas probably would deserve something slightly more tragic. In my opinion, if we want something that's themed around horror, but still has a happy ending of sorts, then I would say the original of The Crow. And of course, playing the character of Eric Draven, who was played by the late and always memorable Brandon Lee. Rest in peace.
Event Horizon. I don't even know if that would work, but that would be pretty cool. Yeah, Event Horizon, let's go, Stolas, Owl Daddy, you know? Battling the demons of whatever the fuck. I mean, I would call it the Warp from 40k, because that movie is basically a 40k movie at this rate. But you know, it's basically super space hell. That'd be kinda cool. He could kick some ass.
So this one I actually put some thought into. I chose Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because Stolas can easily play either role. Mostly known as being a very, what's the word? A very well-mannered and very soft-spoken person, which is probably very, very hard to come by in hell. But we've also seen the other side of him where he gets angry. Like, you even saw it in this episode for a bit, so angry he was and how scary he was, obviously. Yeah, I think he could easily play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay, so the more I think about it, I'm going to actually have to switch who it is going to be on what, because the more I thought about it, Blitz would actually be perfect for From Dusk Till Dawn. Like, come on, like that's a movie where he would fit totally. Quentin Tarantino and Blitz, perfect. And the reason why I had to switch it is because Octavia is the one that would fit Hellraiser. Just Octavia and Hellraiser. I made up my mind. That's it. This is very high up. I'm getting down.
Night of the Creeps. Not because Tyler told me, but because I couldn't think of any.
I chose the birds because she is a bird. That's it.
I'm immune to your bullets. Because bullets are illegal in my body.
Can I just put all of them in Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, that's. I'm disappointed in you, Daniel. How many horror films have we seen together?
Yeah, but this is hard. It's just hard.
Is it really hard to
Yes.
say, I can see Luna in Halloween, I can see Blitz in Day of the Dead?
I don't see them in there. That's the thing.
Look at Michael tilting his head. He's disappointed at you.
I know. And I'm willing to accept it.
But imagine this. What horror film would you want to see an individual character
That
in?
does not change anything. I'm sorry. It does not change my thoughts.
This man has no imagination whatsoever.
Exactly. I don't. I have no OC. Brain, for me, brainstorm makes my brain crash. I can't think. I can't brainstorm. I cannot. Like, you tell me to brainstorm and go. I'm just like, I got nothing. That's how I am. I kid you not.
Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to freeze frame into this man's head, and we're going to see what it is that he's thinking of right now.
あんまりお嬢ちゃんをいじめちゃダメよ。もう少しだけ女心ってものを分かってあげないとね。だって私、半分は男ですもの。今なんて、シルビアさん、俺のケツになんか当たってるんですが。当ててんのよ。
Something's in my ass.
I've expected better.
See, my head is just like shuffling names around. Just can't pick one. I'm just not good at this kind of stuff. I really not. I failed poetry for a reason.
Okay, hey Daniel, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to jump scare you by pretending to choke you, okay?
What's up, bitch? Bones! When you're running that accent?
Coming right up.
Ah, I can actually get a drink. Pour it for me, kind bartender. Also, first people who make these worlds, please allow us to toggle off the colliders for these bloody seats. As someone who works in Unity myself, I'd imagine it won't be too difficult. Goodbye, sir. This was a wonderful beverage.
Thanks for coming.
Fuck you.
Oh!
Wait, that was
All
it?
right,
Do it again.
Alistair.
Do it again. It's only 20 seconds.
Do it again. It's only 20 seconds. Yeah, admittedly, it's not much, but I'm still excited.
Yeah, the symbols must mean
Yeah,
something.
those symbols around him. Yeah.
Yeah, the symbols. Yeah.
Hmm.
One of them's like a compass.
Oh shit, guys! It's Slender Man. Slender Man is canon. Slender Man and Alice are the same person. I fucking knew it. My middle school self is returning for this bullshit.
Oh no.
When he's
Why
get
is the
$20.
Slender Man symbol there?
Wait, that's a Slender Man symbol right there?
Yeah, the Slender Man symbol's a circle with an X in it.
Fuck.
Why is that
Bruh.
there? And it's there too.
Why?
Slenderman's come back for his $20.
He's come.
No, Slender Man, you can't have the $20.
He's
Go
come back with
away.
vengeance because we stole his
I
fan fiction from the
spent
trees.
it all on. I spent it all on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You can't have it back.
Oh my god.